Well, hey there, Bear Club. Evelyn here with the Mama Bear Initiative podcast. Now, we've been talking about perception, and I've got a story for you today. It's about how a misperception almost trashed a reputation. This true story happened about 20 years ago, only the names have been changed. So, John needed a kidney transplant, and since his sister Lois was a match, the surgery was scheduled. It was early in the morning at a hospital near where Lois lived. Now, John, his wife Mary, and Lois and her husband Pete had all gone to the hospital, and Mary and Pete were waiting as their spouses were in surgery. And when the surgeon came out with this big smile on his face, they both breathed a huge sigh of relief. And then they realized, oh my gosh, I'm hungry. So Pete says, well, there is a diner not too far from the hospital. It's where my wife and I go all the time. We could go there. It'll be great. Mary was game, so off they went. But as soon as they walked in the door of that diner, things started to get a little weird. The server looked and started glaring at them. She sat them at a table, and the order taking went about like this. To John, she said, will you take the usual? Okay. And to Mary, she said, to Pete, she said, do you want the usual? To Mary, she said, what do you want? So she brought out their food, but she was rude to them the whole time. And at the end of their meal, she slams the bill down on their table and stomps off. Pete's looking at Mary, Mary's looking at Pete. I don't know what's going on. So they pay their bill and leave. But on the way home, Mary suddenly has this epiphany. Oh my gosh, Pete, I think I know what happened. Okay, so you and Lois, your wife, go to this diner all the time, right? Yeah. And that server was your usual server, right? Yeah. Yeah, what do you think she was thinking as she saw you sitting there with me and not your wife? And the fact that we were ordering breakfast. Yeah, and needless to say, Mary encouraged Pete to go to the diner as soon as he was able to, and to help the server with her misperception. Wow, it is so easy to misperceive a situation. So let's keep it humble, friends, and acknowledge most of the time we don't really know what's going on. Better to not jump to conclusions. So let's think about that and share this with someone you care about.